To other matters now, let's get a check on commodities at this point. We see Nigeria sits atop an enormous coal resource, approximately 650 million tons of proven reserves and 2.75 billion tons inferred. Yet the sector remains all but dormant. Coal outputs plunged from a heyday peak of 905,000 tons in 1959 to a mere 46,000 tons of coal equivalent by 2010, and no coal-fired power plants currently operate in Nigeria. Despite the nation's historical reliance on coal, several critical hurdles ranging from obsolete infrastructure, technical shortcomings, to policy complacency and a pivot towards oil and gas continue to suppress coal-based energy development. To help us unpack this now, we have Rosemary here as an analyst, financial derivatives company. Great to have you, Rosemary.
Good afternoon, Laddie. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, great to have you. So why hasn't Nigeria, capitalized on its massive coal reserves? And, what barriers, block coal power plant, development? We know it's the dirty alternative, according to some other think tanks.
Well, Laddie, just as you rightly said, there's an overwhelming list of factors that have dampened the exploration of this commodity in Nigeria. For one, there is the infrastructural barrier, there is the financial barrier, there is the environmental barrier, and there's a bit of policy inconsistencies here and there. On the part of infrastructural deficiency, Nigeria lacks adequate rail and port infrastructure to be able to move this commodity from the reserves to the industries where they are going to be produced and down to the ports where they are going to be exported to countries that actually use this resources. For example, we have the Eastern Rail Line that is supposedly to link coal fields and coal reserves to Port Harcourt, where they will be exported. And this rail line has been in disrepair for decades, and this has made the exploration of this commodity economically unviable. Now, on the part of the financial barrier, we global lenders like the World Bank and the International Financial Corporation are halting financing coal-related projects because they are trying to align with global decarbonization goal. An example of this is the coal-to-power initiative in Enugu that is supposed to generate about 450 megawatts of electricity. And I think it was established under former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's administration back in 2015. So it has been underfinanced and it has been abandoned because of this. And if you look at environmental factors, Nigeria has abandoned the Nigeria Roadmap project that is established in 2012 because it has revived the Paris Agreement in 2017 because it agreed or it pledged to reduce its greenhouse gas emission by 20% and a further 45% by the end of 2030. And also big players, the major consumers of coal like the European Union, China, and the US are aggressively adopting renewable energy sources. So we are seeing this subdued demand globally. Made the exploration of commodity economically unviable.
All right, so, given coal's historic role in, power generation and, current price volatility, how do you think the 2024-2025 price slump how do you see that impacting coal-reliant economies and industries that are making that shift, to renewables?
Well, the impact on coal-dependent economies is a double-edged sword, actually. On one hand, we have industries and economies that are dependent on the use of coal. Like for industries, we have the cement and steel refining companies that use coal for power generation, and for them, it's going to be a plus because it's going to make power generation cheaper, and it's also going to benefit developing countries also because they use coal as a primary source of energy generation. Now, on the other hand, for countries that export coal, like the likes of Indonesia, Australia, and South Africa, it is going to greatly reduce their export earnings because coal prices actually fell from $125 to around $111 per ton. It's going to reduce their export earnings. It might even reduce investment into coal mining sectors and industries within those countries, cause job losses, and put fiscal pressure on those countries. And that might really affect them, especially regions that depend heavily on coal royalties. Now, when you look at the countries that are transitioning into renewable energy, the cheaper coal is going to temporarily make energy generation cheaper when you look at that, but it's not going to completely halt or stop the transitioning into cleaner energy because of several factors. For instance, policies that supports the adoption of renewable energy,
Right.
carbon prices, which are taxes that are paid on carbon emission for bigger countries. They are about $90 per ton on carbon emissions.
Okay.
So these factors all play around to dampen the demand for coal and going forward.
All right, well, we'll keep tracking that. But thank you so much, Rosemary Hira, there, for bringing us the details of what's driving coal there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Ladi.